Have you played the Third Age? That RPG based on the Lord of the Rings. What's your opinion about it? I played that game on the PlayStation 2 many years ago. Played it by myself for a while and then started a playthrough with my brother because that game has multiplayer cooperative mode. Sure, you're the player is doing all that. No, actually, no. I think that's one of the games. This is what Final Fantasy should have done. Remember the old Final Fantasy games? 9, for example. 4 and 6 also have a multiplayer mode, but the second player only plays during battle. But in the Third Age, I think I remember that if you give the control to the player assigned to the second player, that player can move around and go around and explore towns and cities. That's what me and my brother did with the Third Age, and that's what made the game more bearable because it's such a brutally hard video game. Stupidly hard, man. I just can't believe it. It's such a difficult game. Is it good though? It's good. It's very good. I think you need to be a big fan of the series of the Lord of the Rings universe to appreciate it. Your average JRPG fan might not like it because it goes deep into the Lord of the Rings lore, and it is based on the game takes place between the books. Actually, it doesn't follow one book specifically, but you create your own character, your own protagonist, and off you go to this world. And sometimes you'll get joined. Sometimes characters from the series and the movies join you, like Gandalf or Aragorn in there, or Frodo. You know, they join you for a few missions or for a small part of the game. And I thought that was awesome, you know, being able to be your own character and going there and being joined by all of these characters from the books and the movies that we all know and love. So that was an awesome idea, and the combat is turn-based. This is a game where the battle system is turn-based. Believe it or not, it's no masterpiece. It's not one like, hey guys, wow, you need to play this game. It's very recommended. No, because it's not gonna be for everybody. And again, it's just too difficult. You know, me and my brother found ourselves grinding a hell of a lot until we eventually got tired. We made it pretty far. We made it to the big battle in the towers, where you gotta defend the towers, you know, and Gandalf makes an appearance. That scene, I think, is from the Two Towers, the second movie. So we never got past that, but I'm pretty sure we hit at the very least the 15-hour mark or the 20-hour mark. So we made it far. We never finished it because it was just too hard for us. But it's really good. It's a really good game. Just not like, wow. It's one of the best Lord of the Rings games now that I think about it. Well, out of the ones that I played, I haven't played that many. There's also a strategy RPG that I played on the PSP. I forget its name. That was kind of okay-ish. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. It was interesting, to say the least, but I got bored real quick. So I played others. I played the other PlayStation 2 games. They're like more like action games, hack and slash games. They aren't that great, to be honest. They have their fans. There's a lot of fans for those games. But I wasn't the biggest fan. So I guess the Third Age, I mean, I'm kind of biased because I love RPGs, right? So saying the Third Age is the best Lord of the Rings game I played, it's probably going to sound biased, but it is the best Lord of the Rings game I played. I also played one on the 360 called, I forget its name. It was a real-time strategy game. Kind of weird. Couldn't get into it. But yeah, you need to be a die-hard fan of the Lord of the Rings to appreciate the games. I'm not a diehard. My brother is a diehard. I am not. So I'm not the best one to have an opinion on Lord of the Rings games. But I would like to cover that one day. I keep forgetting. It's one of those games that I should cover in a video or two. I don't think I've ever talked about it, maybe just in one video in my entire lifetime. But I'd like to cover it again, but it's been, wow, like 15 years since I last played it. I will need to play it again to refresh my memory and say, oh, and finally be able to write something about it, to review it. But it's a good game. What kind of unit do you really dislike fighting in strategy games? In some, I just fucking hate archers. They are the worst, man. They can attack from afar, and they're usually being defended by other units, and it's so hard to get straight to them without being... the archer towers in Unicorn Overlord. Oh, man! I'm getting some OCD right now, man. Fuck those guys. Fuck them to pieces. Fuck them to hell, man. The Archer Towers in Unicorn Overlord. Fuck those guys, man. But in some strategy RPGs, in some others, they're okay. They're okay, you know. In some Fire Emblem games, they aren't as annoying, even though some are equipped with longbows and can attack from 2 squares away, well, 3 squares away, right? But they aren't that annoying. Archers aren't usually that big of a problem for me in most Fire Emblem games. So, healers are the worst. Healers in some strategy RPGs are the fucking worst, man. Especially in the hardcore ones. I mean, it's taking you forever to deplete the enemy's HP. And all of a sudden, this asshole shows up and heals him. And you want to kill the healer, but there's no way. You gotta take care of the guy first. I mean, some really annoying healers out there, man. Healers and archers are usually the most broken-ass units and most annoying units in strategy RPGs. Fuck those guys, man. Or any unit that can attack from afar. In Fire Emblem, the most annoying unit, nothing beats the ballista. Nothing. Or that fucking mage with a spell that can hit you from like 50 squares away. And you always gotta tank that character with someone so they can deplete their spell. Usually it's just 5 uses, 5 attacks. You tank 5 times and that's it. Thankfully you're done. That's why I do that. That's what I do in most Fire Emblem games. Imagine playing fucking Fire Emblem Thracia with units like that. Or with Ballista. Oh, fuck me, man. No, you think, I don't know, the Blazing Blade was hard, Path of Radiance, maybe Awakening were hard because of those units? You ain't seen shit, my man. Genealogy of the Holy War says hello to you. I feel side quest design is very tiring in JRPGs. Another thing I dislike in modern JRPGs. You know what? All of them. The big primary reason why there's barely any JRPGs that I can count where I did a lot of side quests or all of them. Very few, even retro ones, you know. One of my main reasons is because they're usually the same quest recycled over and over again. There's this NPC that needs you to get 3 fucking herbs in the middle of a dangerous forest. You go in there, get the herbs, come back, and you get a healing item as a reward. That's a JRPG side quest for you. And that's why I skip most side quests in JRPGs, and I've been doing that since I was little. Since I first played Super Mario RPG. Well, there's barely any side quests in there. But I don't know, Chrono Cross or other Final Fantasy games, you know, Wild Arms. There's like that, what, I mean, shit. And back then it was more annoying. If you think it was annoying, it's annoying right now, nowadays, in modern JRPGs. No, my man, imagine getting to like, I need this item. I need you to bring me 3 items. The first one is in this dungeon, the second one is in this other dungeon, and the third one is in a jungle. And you need to go to those places. You need to get out of town, traverse the overworld with random encounters, and then get back to that dungeon you already beat with random encounters, and then go all the way till the end to find it, God knows where. You finally find it, you fought through a lot of random encounters, and then you can't teleport back, man. Oh no fast travel, man. You gotta exit manually through the dungeon, random encounters again, walk back through the other world, go back to town, and you're just done with the first item. So repeat the same process 2 more times till you finally go back, and your reward is a fucking useless weapon that you're not gonna equip anymore because you already got the best equipment from somewhere else. Those are the JRPG side quests that I very often skip in video games. And then some people look at me and like, hey, you don't appreciate JRPG, you just rush them. You only put 40 hours in Xenoblade Chronicles? What's wrong with you? I put 100 hours. Damn. You get a high potion. Yeah, you get an elixir that you're gonna keep in your inventory until the end. You're gonna hoard all of those items that you're not gonna use. You're gonna beat the final battle and your inventory is still up through the roof, completely full. That happened to me with Persona 3 Reload recently. But I did use a lot of items. I was like, man, in this random battle, I'm just gonna use a Balm of Life. Usually bombs of life, I save them for the final boss or the final battles, right? No, I already knew that was gonna happen, so I was like, I'm just gonna use my bomb of life right now, my most powerful, precious item right now. I'm gonna use in this random encounter. I don't give a shit, and I still beat the game no problem in normal mode. Have you played a game where the random encounters are hotter than the bosses? There's a lot of them. There's a crap ton of them, especially nowadays with the elite, the Monster Hunter influence, right? Persona 3 Reload is no different. There's a lot of them. Yakuza Like a Dragon, we saw that in Xenoblade. Xenoblade Chronicles was one of the first games when we started seeing that. Are you just walking around an area and you're level 5 and all of a sudden you see this freaking huge ass monster that's level 50 in there? It's like, what the hell, man? You know, that's Monster Hunter for you. The Monster Hunter influence. Star Ocean 5 is one of them. There's a lot of them. I think this is something that started happening in the PS3 era. There were some examples. There's gotta be an example of a game like that in the I mean, okay, Dragon Quest 8. I think I remember getting into some random battles where the enemy was like ridiculous. And then there was that Thornberry guy in Final Fantasy 7, 9, 8, 9. I think it was in Final Fantasy 8. A Thornberry piece of shit, man. You couldn't defeat it and beat the crap out of it. Killed you, game over, and you were like, what the hell, man? So yeah, it's been there. That's been there since forever, you know, but it got worse when games like Xenoblade Chronicles came into existence. It became a trend. But it's all thanks to Monster Hunter. That's a Monster Hunter feature right there. It's Monster Hunter right there. What game has the best side quest that you have played? Like I was saying, I don't pay a lot of attention to side quests, but there's been some really fun side quests. Like, for example, Yakuza Like a Dragon 1 and 2 have a crap ton of side quests that are worth going through. Because you get scenes, you get dialogue, you get some fun out of them. You get some comedy maybe, or you get some character development, you know. Those are the side quests worth doing. I also did a lot of Persona 3 Reload side quests because, well, most of them were mandatory if you wanted to date Elizabeth. And she's such a funny character, such an amazing character that's your reward. Dating Elizabeth, right? So those are the two most recent examples that I can think of. Dragon's Dogma 2 is dope. Oh yeah, it was released a couple of days ago, right? Yeah, I was wondering about that. I was like, ooh, I'm gonna make my Legend of Legacy review. Everybody's gonna watch it because no one cares about Dragon's Dogma 2. Yeah. I don't know why some companies decide to release some of their games the exact same day when the big triple fucking A game is being released. I mean, it's an extremely obscure video game in the first place, Legend of Legacy, but no, Miss America was like, sure, it's a good idea. When should we release this game? Oh, Dragon's Dogma 2 is being released on April 22nd. Oh, let's do the same. It will sure compete and crush Dragon's Dogma 2. Sorry, Miss America, it didn't happen. Rise of the Ronin and Princess Peach was the exact same day. There you go. Rise of the Ronin, for fuck's sake. I mean, that's a highly anticipated game, like a Souls-like game, right? Legend of Legacy, the Legend of Legacy stood no chance, man. Check out next fucking month, man. All of these games released around the same, between days. Here I have them all. April. I mean, you gotta be shitting me, man. Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes, April 23. Megaton Musashi Wired, April 25. Saga Emerald Beyond, the latest Saga game, April 25. Sandland, April 26. Stellar Blade, April 26. Wow, that's gonna be a battle. Holy crap. That's gonna be a battle. I mean, no one's gonna care about Megaton Musashi because that's such an obscure game, but the real competition, fuck, man. Wow, that's gonna be a battle next month, man. Do you think we will get Dragon Quest Heroes 3? Hopefully. Maybe they are planning on releasing another Dragon Quest game first, called Dragon Quest 12, The Flames of Hope. I think that's the subtitle, right? Because Dragon Quest Heroes 2 was released before Dragon Quest 11 came out. So I think it's too soon for Dragon Quest Heroes 3. I think Square Enix should wait for Dragon Quest 12 to come out first, so Dragon Quest Heroes 3 can have characters from both Dragon Quest 11 and 12. And I think that's gonna be awesome.